Hey there, I want to thank y'all for clicking on my channel. Me and Bill Asbury here, he's a member of the Iron Titans. We're out running around today. You know how it goes. We stopped here. This is where Bill had his terrible accident. He truly is a miracle that Bill's still with us. Bill, you want to tell him what happened? Right here is exactly the spot, but he's going to tell y'all all about it.
Well, you can probably see in the background the interstate up here, Interstate 77. They had some construction on it, pretty heavy, and I was coming out of Rocky Gap over here just to the north of us.
Over this way, down here.
I was coming this way, headed westbound on 61, and this guy had gotten off the road and gone toward Rocky Gap, and undoubtedly trying to find a way around the construction traffic, and he got down here and did a U-turn, came back this way and was driving really slow here next to this on-ramp. I was in the left lane getting ready to pass him.
Coming through from down this way.
From this way, we're coming this way, both of us.
Right.
And he did an abrupt U-turn through this crossover and ran right over my front wheel, flipped my bike and everything. And you know, he was probably looking at GPS or cell phone or something, and he just never even saw me and ran right over me.
So he came from right over there in the right lane over here to this lane where you were at.
He was in the right lane, I was in the left, and
he come through here.
And he did a U-turn right through this crossover.
Just run plumb over top of you like a stray dog.
Pretty much. He never saw me. He never knew I was there. He was distracted by something, and it just, he would have hit me if I was in a freight train, I believe. I don't think he saw anything.
Yeah.
As soon as he hit me, I was awake through it all. I remember going up and hitting the side of his van, actually sliding up on the bike when it hit it, and then the bike went down, and the next thing was just a little bit of chaos there for about a couple of seconds, and then I wound up about where my bike is on my hands and knees, and I realized then I was hurt, and I rolled over to my back. And almost instantly, as soon as I went to my back, there was a gentleman, got my head and back and everything, cradled me there, wouldn't let me take my helmet off, of course, kept me there. And I had probably the best story I can tell. I had a lot of people come, even the guy that hit me, he came back. But there was a lady that came up to my left, and she wanted to know if she could help. She said, "I'm a doctor." And they asked her if she was local, and she said, "No, I'm just traveling through." And she held my legs together. I'll explain that in a minute too, but she held them together and helped me out. And then a gentleman came up on my right and started checking my pulse and things. And I remember him saying he was a surgeon. And he was checking, he finally, after he checked a little, he told me, he said, "I don't see anything life-threatening." But he said, you know, "You are hurt," but he said, "I don't see anything life-threatening." And which gave me a lot of relief. And at that point, they got the rescue squad here, and they took me out to the hospital. I wound up with a broken mandible, and I've got 4 steel plates in behind here. I broke my neck, the C2, what they call a hangman's fracture.
Yeah.
I crushed number 3, T3 vertebrae. I've got 5 vertebrae in my back fused together, 2 rods in there. Cracked my sternum, broke 2 ribs, and I have what they call an open book fracture, a complete fracture of bone in the front and partial in the back, but an open book fracture of my pelvis. I have screws and plates and things in there, and spent 28 days total in the hospital, but they rolled me in on my back, and the last 15 feet I walked to the truck.
Ain't that something? That's a miracle.
And But going back to the two doctors, neither one of them were from here. And people said that was something.
Can you talk louder? Good deal.
But anyway, the two doctors that were there.
Old Jake Brick is interrupting the video here. Now talk loud, brother.
Well, anyway, the two doctors that came up from other places, somebody said that was quite a coincidence. I don't think it was. I started to ask them if they rode the same chariot in.
There you go, brother.
Good Lord looking after me. I was able to get back out on New Year's Day on another motorcycle I have and take it for a little trip, and then able to buy me another one to get out and ride. But the bike I was on that day, I called her Scarlet, and Scarlet is definitely gone with the wind now.
She gone.
She was totaled.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful to be here, happy to be able to continue to do what I need to do. But basically my life changed here. It forced me into retirement. It put me into disability. It changes the way I do a lot of things because somebody was driving distracted.
Right.
And you know, I don't hold any ill feelings toward anybody, but at the same time, you know, I stress to everybody, you know, the cell phones, the GPS, no place for them out here.
That's right. Well, this has been Mr. G 1965 and my brother Bill Asbury. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll catch you later. Say Bill.
Uh-huh.